Hello everyone, it's time for Phys.Ed.School. Take your piece of equipment out on the floor and get ready to go to school. Before we begin, let's go over the rules of Phys.Ed.School. Number 1, work hard to get better. Number 2, be kind to others. And number 3, listen and do. And when you see this sign and hear this sound, it means it's time to stop and look for the next trick to do. Here we go. In Phys.Ed.School, a kindergarten student sits cross-legged on the floor and uses their fingerprints to make the ball go around them. In Phys.Ed.School, a first grade student stands up, puts their feet together, and again uses their fingerprints to make the ball go around them. In Phys.Ed.School, a second grade student opens their feet and makes the ball go around each leg in the pattern of a figure 8. Remember, use your fingerprints. In Phys.Ed.School, a third grade student drops the ball on the ground, lets it bounce, and then catches it with 2 hands. In Phys.Ed.School, a 4th grade student kneels on the floor, bounces the ball with 2 hands, and catches it with 2 hands. In Phys.Ed.School, a 5th grade student bounces the ball on the floor but looks at something on the wall across the room. In Phys.Ed.School, a 6th, 7th, and 8th grade student bounces the ball, claps their hands, and then catches it. Bounce, clap, and catch. In Phys.Ed.School, a 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade student bounces the ball, turns around, and catches it on the second bounce. Or you can try to catch it on the first bounce. In Phys.Ed.School, a college student uses one hand and dribbles the ball on the floor, trying to keep the ball with them the whole time. Now it's your turn to make up a trick. Use the equipment safely and make up a trick that you can show the rest of the class. Nice job, everyone. You graduated from Phys.Ed.School. Now, freeze!